Creating an empire.
The Yellow River makes a line right through the middle of China. This is where the first human settlements that would eventually grow into this great civilization began to develop, around 5000 BC. That was 7,000 years ago. The settlements grew and developed, and eventually, around 1500 BC, they all became dominated by a ruling family called the Shang. Because the rulers were all from the same family, we call it a dynasty. The Shang dynasty ruled for over 700 years. Then, the Shang dynasty was replaced by the Zhou dynasty. But after them, several families wanted the job, and for a while it was everyone against everyone. This was called the Era of Warring States, which lasted until 221 BC, when a new dynasty of warrior rulers managed to unify the country and establish an empire that gave China its name, the Qin. Qin Shi Huang proclaimed himself emperor, the first in all of China's history. He was so powerful, people thought he was the son of heaven who possessed magical powers. And no one was allowed to argue with him. I disagree. Yikes! But the Lord of all men wasn't allowed to play, sing, or even laugh. He always had to stand up, and his movements were supposed to be very slow. Qin Shi Huang did a lot to make China into one empire. He built roads and canals so people could move about and trade with each other. He made sure everyone started using the same money, the same calendar, and even the same kind of writing, and imposed a system of laws. But there were people who didn't like Qin Shi Huang. They got very angry, and at one point, 460 wise men representing them began to oppose the emperor's measures. Qin Shi Huang did not hesitate in condemning them to death. Later, all the books by China's wise men were burnt in huge bonfires. If there's one thing that history teaches us, it's that someone who has limitless power is not someone you want angry at you.
The Great Wall.
Qin Shi Huang had to worry about more than just putting down revolutions. The empire was frequently being raided by invaders from the north. Qin Shi Huang wanted to keep them out. But how? His plan was simple. He would build a huge wall all along the border of his empire. Building the Great Wall of China would be one of the largest construction projects in human history. Construction of the wall was started during Qin Shi Huang's reign, but it was carried out in various stages, and construction lasted over 2,000 years. By the end, the wall was 9 meters tall and 7,300 kilometers long. That's as long as all of South America. The wall winds through valleys, mountains, and deserts, and connects together over 25,000 watchtowers. Building the wall involved a superhuman effort. To do this, the emperor gathered together thousands of men who worked as slaves under military discipline. Many of them died of exhaustion, and their bodies were buried within parts of the wall that were being built. So not only is it the largest wall, but it's also the longest cemetery in the world. The wall served as a defense, but it also helped to unify the empire, because a path stretched along across the top of it, making it possible to travel from one point of the empire to the other. So merchant caravans could travel across it and sell their products without the fear of being ambushed by bandits or thieves.
You can't take my stuff if I'm on this wall, haha!
But let's get back to Qin Shi Huang. When the emperor came to the end of his life, he decided his death would be on as large a scale as his life. The Chinese believed that when you went to the afterlife, you could take things with you. And Qin Shi Huang wasn't going to pack light. He ordered the building of a tomb in which he placed 8,000 terracotta statues of warriors. And these weren't just copies of the same mold. Each statue was an exact copy of the people who had accompanied the emperor when alive. Then, in case anyone had the terrible idea of breaking in and disturbing the emperor's tomb, there were crossbows set up to fire automatically.